Let's study effectively with Miss ICT Skill Builder.
Have you ever wondered how your phone talks to your headphones? Or how a giant office building stays connected to the rest of the world? Today, we're breaking down the different types of networks, from personal area networks to wide area networks. We'll explore how they're built, what makes them tick, and how to tell them apart.
From the watch on your wrist to the satellites way up in orbit, our world is literally woven together by all these invisible connections. But what exactly are these networks that power our digital lives? Well, let's break it all down. Just think about it for a second. Right now, you are absolutely connected. Your phone, your laptop, maybe your headphones, they're all talking to each other. In fact, you're probably using at least 2 different types of networks this very second, and you might not even realize it. So what are they, and what's the actual difference between them?
At its core, a network is just a connection that lets devices talk to each other. It can be super simple, like your computer and a printer, or it could be the billions of devices that make up the internet. The principle is exactly the same. It's all about communication.
To really get a handle on this, we're going to start small, and I mean really small, with the network that exists completely inside your own personal bubble. This is what we call your personal area network, or PAN for short. It's a network built just for one person, connecting all the tech that's part of your daily life. Your phone, your watch, your earbuds, usually all within arm's reach. You know when you connect your smartwatch to your phone to go track a run? That simple, direct connection is a perfect example of a PAN. The whole idea is just a handful of your own devices, all linked up for your use, and your use only.
So what really defines a PAN is its tiny scale. We're talking about just a few devices, all in the same room where you own all the hardware. And I mean everything, from the wireless signal to the actual physical cable connecting your laptop to your printer. Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit. We're moving from your personal bubble into a bigger, shared space, like an entire house or maybe an office floor.
And this is what's called a local area network, or LAN. This is what happens when you connect devices for lots of different people, but all within a single building or a pretty contained area like an office or a school campus. Your home Wi-Fi, that's the perfect example of a LAN. The whole family can connect their phones, tablets, and laptops to that one wireless network. Maybe to share photos that are on a central hard drive. See, it's all happening right there under one roof. And this isn't just for homes either. Think about a computer lab at a school, where all the machines are wired together so students can share files for a project. That's also a LAN. And here's a really key difference from a PAN. All that hardware is owned by one single organization, in this case, the school.
So the big step up from a PAN is this. A LAN serves a single location, like one building, and all the hardware is privately owned by the group that uses it, whether that's a family or a whole business.
Okay, this is where the real magic starts to happen. We've connected devices in a room, and we've connected devices in a building. But how in the world do you bridge that gap and connect one LAN to another one that's miles and miles away? So let's do our final zoom out and see how this whole thing scales up. We're going from connecting buildings to connecting entire cities, countries, and, yep, even the entire world. Welcome to the Wide Area Network, or WAN. This is the big one. It's what connects devices over huge geographical areas, distances that are way too big for any single LAN to handle on its own. So how does this actually work in real life? Well, imagine Sophia and Marcus live on opposite sides of the city. Each of them has their own home LAN. A WAN is like the bridge that connects their 2 separate networks, which lets them video chat as if they were sitting in the same room. But who builds and manages these huge long-distance connections? Well, that's the job of an Internet Service Provider, or ISP. These are the companies that own the massive infrastructure. We're talking the fiber optic cables buried underground, the data centers, and they provide the service that links all of our individual LANs together into one wide area network. This all leads to a pretty obvious question, right? If a WAN connects cities and countries, what is the largest, most famous example of a wide area network in the whole world? You guessed it. Of course, it's the Internet. The Internet is the ultimate WAN. It's kind of wild to think that what started back in the 1970s as ARPANET, which was this tiny network connecting just a few computers in the US, has grown into a global system connecting billions of devices all across the planet. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, moving all the way from your personal space to the entire planet. So let's put these 3 network types side by side to make the differences crystal clear. You know, when you put them all together like this, a really simple pattern just jumps out. Geographically, we just keep scaling up, from a single room to a whole building, and finally to a city or a country. And ownership follows that exact same path, from you owning everything yourself to sharing it with an organization, and finally to relying on a third-party ISP to handle all those long-distance connections.
So there you have it. From the PAN connecting your watch to the LAN in your home, all the way to the global WAN that we call the Internet. These are the essential layers of our connected world. Each layer builds right on top of the last one, creating the digital universe we all live in. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As billions more devices come online, what will the next great leap in networking even look like?
Thanks for watching. If this helped you clear up the concept, hit that like button and share it with a friend who might be struggling with it too. Let's build those skills together.